Alright, welcome back to, well, I guess it's not Let's Boldly Go anymore. What are we calling this one? Let's Buildly Go? I don't know, I'll figure out a title. Yeah, so, today, these two episodes are about VTOLs, because you can do those in stock now, and make them look nice. So this is the one I built already, just as a proof of concept. And it's all drone parts, because why not? And yeah, so we'll just take it off, fly it around a little while I talk about some stuff. So this is actually my third time recording this episode because of issues with Fraps, and I've tried some other ones, but Fraps actually has the lowest performance impact as far as I can tell. So I'll stick with it for now. I think it has it working. And yeah, so I really like this plane. It's cool. I've got show off. So I've got 6 Juno engines just slung down in this bay. And then so just when I disable those, the bay closes. And then I'm loving the new Panther engine. Like, all the new jet engines are great, but this one, like in dry mode, it's pretty efficient, but it's not a whole lot of thrust. It'll get the job done. And you hit the afterburner and really power through Mach 1, like just on the one engine. And so, I would land this, but we'll land the other two, so whatever. But yeah, so this is a Mark II size plane, and then so the original idea was to make a Mark I and a Mark 0 diameter, and I've built both of these now twice because of having to re-record, but oh well, it'll be more of an explanation episode than anything else. I couldn't figure out what to name them, because for a while they were just VTOL Drone 1, 2, and 3, so I'm just going to name them after the Pidgey evolutions, because why not? So yeah, so you've got your drone core. I'm sticking with drones just because it's easier to balance the weight with smaller parts. Plus, I don't know, I like drones. So for this one, I found that having fuel tanks in the main body tend to throw off the balance a bit. So I'm actually going to have just a structural fuselage. Well, actually, no. First I want a reaction wheel system to help us stay oriented during VTOL. And then as far as where the engines are going to go, since basically the cargo, same with the cargo bay on the other one I made, just going to have a service bay here. And now, to mount the engines, since the engines and the air intakes are like, you can't do a surface mount, the way to get around this is to use just one of these struts. Not that one. Like either the octagonal strut or the cubic. Like the cubic is smaller, but the octagonal gives you 2 mounting points, so you can do the intake and the engine on one, and that'll save a bit of the part count. I'm just gonna get these in here. Okay. And they don't have to be too precise, because we're going to be moving everything around afterwards anyway. So yeah, then the Junos under here, like so, and then on top we will want the small intake. Now, just want to try and grab, the camera takes a bit of work. I want to grab the struts in here can offset those to try and make everything fit better. Pull those up some, pull these in a bit and down, because I want everything to fit when the doors are closed. But I want like as little stuff clipping through each other as we can, because that bugs me. I mean, like where they are, it's not going to be too visible, but it's a matter of principle. And that looks pretty good. And now, if like these two engines will end up not being enough, but we can just duplicate this bay, and now we have 4. And then we're going to need, pull that back. I don't want batteries, like since we're doing drones, batteries are important. And then for the main engine, I've been kind of using the Panther and everything, but in this case, I'm actually going to use the Weasley, because it has a really handy thrust reverser, which will help us with stopping, since this plane will be too small to have proper aero brakes on. So I'm going to try it this way. And of course we need a main air intake. I always use the ramp, because it looks way cooler. But the other ones might be better. I don't know. Okay, now for the wing, I really like these swept wings because they're slick. I can get it to mount, and of course we're going to be offsetting things around to make stuff work. Like the main issue is I don't want stuff hitting those doors. And then for the rudders, I can use these. Like these fins are. Wait a second. Like I want them to point straight forward, which they are not. Yeah, that might be right. I think if you do, I did this before. I got them like pointing straight forward, but I don't know. I can't remember what I did. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now they're just tilted. That's fine. Just wanna pull this up. And then I, of course, I always like to make things fit and line up nicely. But this part's entirely optional. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it's incredibly annoying. Okay, good enough. As long as I don't touch them again, it should be fine. So yeah, those are for yaw. Gonna need elevons in here. I can never get these to fit. Okay. These, I'll try having these for pitch and roll, but I'm not sure if that'll work. And yeah, so if we start looking at our center of mass, we are going to need yeah, we're going to need more. So I'm going to put another. Okay, yeah, I remember what I did last time. So you have these in the front, these canards just for pitch, and then these are just for roll. And I'm actually going to move the battery behind the engines to help center our mass on there better. Why did I push it forward? That doesn't make sense. Oh well. It should be fine. And there'll be more fiddling to come. So now for the landing gear, since these wings are pulled up, which I tend to do just for aesthetics, like I don't think there's going to be much of a dihedral effect. But if you don't know what the dihedral effect is, it's really cool and you should look it up. It affects roll stability of planes. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a small gear in the front, and then on the wings, it'll be the medium gear. We're gonna need to rotate and offset these to get everything lined up. That's not what I wanted. This. Okay. And you'll notice the FPS counter in the corner. I'm only having that on because it helps me know if Fraps is actually recording. Because I don't want a repeat of previous mistakes. And I'm just going to push those over for now because there's actually something else I need to do first. Because if you remember, we didn't put any fuel in the plane yet. And what I'm going to do is just slap these Mark 0 tanks on the wings. Because I think it looks cool, and it'll help us just distribute things better. Let me get this on there, because we can now offset this here within the wing, which is pretty nifty. And this. I'm not exactly sure I want those to line up, but oh well. And then just do another one to make sure we have plenty of fuel, because we'll have enough thrust to enough vertical thrust to handle 4 tanks. And then now we can work on getting this gear in place. Be good. I think it's in B9, that big part pack, or something like there's a way to give little alignment indicators on the landing gear, which would be nice. I think that's good, tilted back just a tiny bit. Because for a VTOL landing, you want the gear pretty level, so that you're coming down, just straight down onto them. But that should be fine. Okay, so now, our weight distribution is pretty good, lift is pretty good. Now you can kind of look at fiddling with this, how it'll mess with it. I generally try to just keep the average center of mass in the middle, but since we've got the SAS on here, we don't have to be too precise, or the reaction wheels on here. So this looks pretty good. Now we just have to set up our action groups. So I want the thrust reverser in there, toggle the engine on here, and then the VTOL toggle on 3, toggle those, and toggle the bays. And with that, we should be good to go, theoretically. No, I turned the game volume way down. I think it's at 5%, and that might be too little, I'm not sure. I'll have to check that afterwards. Yeah, so hasn't exploded yet. That's good. Everything toggles correctly. So main engine off, VTOL on, throttle up. Nice early morning launch test, or flight test, I guess. And we have liftoff. So gear up, I'm gonna tilt forward. You want to pick up as much vertical speed as you can, because once you pick up enough or enough horizontal speed, because like once you pick up too much vertical speed, it's hard to stay horizontal. And then you just pop the main engine, and once you get to like 50, I think 30 even, you'll generally have time to pull out of the dive, but that's when you switch off the VTOL engines, and you're good to go. And I really like the look of this plane. Like, the service bays are kind of funky looking, but it's fine by me. Oh, we are going too fast, and the frame rate's dropping. So just gonna pull around real hard. The first time I made this plane, the center lift was in the wrong place, and so it was just extraordinarily unstable all the time. But this setup is pretty good. Like, I had more stuff in front of the engine, so like the engine was back here, and it was bad. Okay, so I'm gonna come in for a landing. Just throttle up the thrust reverser here. Go ahead and get the VTOL engines running. And then turn off the main engine so that we don't start going backwards. Careful not to have the VTOL engine throttled too high, or else we'll just be going upwards. Like we are now. Generally stick to like 2/3 for the descent until we're real close, and then throttle up just to keep from coming down too hard. The gear can take quite a lot. Okay, and then just cut everything, wait for it to bounce, and there we go. Successful flight. Yeah, now for the Mark 01, and this should be able to handle a horizontal flight. I gotta switch off the steering on. There we go. Yeah, the steering on the landing gear, because by default they all have steering on, and that's just too much. Yeah, so I'll now end this episode, and then immediately do the next one, where you make the Pidgey in this trio. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in a minute.